Lunchbox TV reviews of Wandavision, Episode 6, all new Halloween spooktacular. I am joined today by Michelle.
Hello.
And by Lou. And before we get into any heavy recap, let's talk about our thoughts. What did you guys think about this week's episode?
I'll go first. And that I know that it was especially the episode was based kind of on Malcolm in the Middle, and I dislike Malcolm in the Middle. I like the show. I love this episode. Like since the third episode, it's just shot up and hasn't come down. But I thought Malcolm in the Middle was so annoying. I hated that show when it was on. But that's my only thought on that part of the show.
I feel like not a little bit better than neutral about this episode, I think I'll say. I was really excited for the Halloween episode because we knew there was one coming because of the trailer. Like, we'd seen the Halloween costumes and all of that, so we knew it was coming, and it was good. I had a pretty big reaction by the end of it, but I feel like I was slogging through a lot to get to that ending. It felt a little bit slower, or even honestly a little bit awkward, and I think that might have been intentional, but it felt weird. Like, it just didn't feel quite right, and I think that's probably like what they were going for, but it made me uncomfy. So I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, for me, this is the first episode where I actually preferred the sitcom portion of the show rather than the reality portion with Monica, Darcy, and Agent Wu. It was just a lot of fun because we're finally learning about some of the lesser known characters, like the Wonder Twins, let's call them, Tommy and Billy. Right? Yeah, we're getting to know them. We're also getting to know Pietro. There's a lot of layers to peel back on that character. So just the fact that it's given us a lot in terms of their character development, and not knowing whether or not they're going to stick around post show, like I'm kind of I'm really enjoying the absorbing of the characters. It is a lot of fun. And as for the Malcolm in the Middle intro and the whole show, it was like a great homage. It did the show justice, like to what it was. Even the lyrics that Wandavision used. Oh, yeah. They were a little dark, and it basically
keep the illusion going, something like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Keep the chaos magic going, right? Just keep it going. All right, fine. Although even Malcolm in the Middle's theme would have worked. You're not the boss of me now. That could have worked as well. But yeah, and let's get into the show. Vision is breaking free of his shackles. He's not accepting his role of like fatherly figure. That sort of went to Pietro this episode, and Vision decided to explore the Halloween night of Westview Town. What did you guys think about that?
I like that Vision is sort of kind of, maybe if Wanda had a bit of control on Vision, it's starting to kind of disappear, and Vision is more kind of focused. I guess it feels like he's more focused on finding out what is going on, like going to the edge of town, finding all the other townspeople that the further away they are from, I guess, Wanda, the less they're under her control, like literally just zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Vision is kind of trying to do his own thing.
I thought it was really interesting, the initial back and forth between Vision and Wanda when he's like, oh, I'm going out to do like neighborhood watch, and she's like, that's not what you're supposed to do, or something along those lines, and he's like, huh? And he kind of turned the tables on her by, like, we know that he knows something's going on, but he kind of turned the tables by being like, what do you mean? And like kind of like messing with her, so she wasn't sure if he knew, if he didn't know. So that, I thought that was really interesting to kind of see that change with them. And then him going out into the town, like that was alarming. Seeing, as Lou said, the further they got away from Wanda, I don't know if like she has less control over these people, but she has less need for them to, I think, carry the charade. So I thought that was so creepy, and it kind of reminded me of like NPCs in a video game that like pretty much don't exist until you populate the area. And it was kind of that vibe to it, where they're just like standing still, waiting to have a purpose that involves one of the sentient people within the whole thing. And it was creepy. Like when they went up to that one house, or when Vision went up to the one house, and the lady was just like hanging the thing, and there's just like the singular tear, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's trapped. And it's like really, it was very unsettling, as it was obviously supposed to be. And it was creepy, and I liked it.
Shout outs to the comic accurate costumes though, like literal comic accurate costumes for everybody. Even even Pietro's hair was very comic booky.
Speaking of those sentient people out there, Vision bumped into Agnes, and they had a little exchange that didn't go so well, because Agnes also showed that she was cracking under the pressure. She was at the outskirts of the town, not knowing where to go, so she just froze in her car. Very dangerous. But yeah, that was interesting. What was also interesting was seeing the children all of a sudden in the town, and Pietro makes a note of that. Just the fact that, what, did you have them all sleeping and get them to come out when you need them? Like, yeah, what is happening there? Like Michelle said, that's very unsettling, and I think that's why there's a lot of people quick to jump on the Mephisto bandwagon, because they don't like the idea of their hero Wanda, like just forcing this reality onto like all these innocent people, and like I understand that, but at the same time, this is a woman that's cracking. She's not very well. What did you guys think of Agnes's appearance there?
I am sus. I am sus on Agnes. Like, send her out the airlock. She's sus. The reason I say that is, so we see Vision moving further and further away from Wanda, so to the outskirts of town. And each person, NPC as I've been calling them now, each NPC as they get further out is less cognizant. They're not moving, they're not talking. He talked to that one lady, and he's like, what are you waiting for? And she did not respond. So I thought it was very interesting that he went further and was able to converse with Agnes before he actually woke her up. She was moving slightly, and she was able to talk to him before he woke her. So I'm sus on that, because based on the rules of the town, she shouldn't have been moving at all and shouldn't have been able to talk. So is she like playing in, like, my first thought, is she playing into it? Is she like, she's like, oh no, Vision's coming, pretend like you're like trapped, you know what I mean? There's like, the rules don't apply to her the same way they do to everybody else, and I don't know if that's Wanda not doing her thing properly. Like, I don't know the why behind it, but like, she's breaking the mold somehow, and it's interesting to me.
I agree with you 100%. I think Agnes is full of shit. The way she was just interacting with Vision seemed really weird. Like you were saying, she shouldn't be conversing, especially if she's that far away from Wanda, right? So yeah, I think Wanda's up to some. I mean, sorry, Agnes is full of shit, and she's up to something.
You know, it does remind me of like a reverse Truman Show, where like, instead of Truman being the one fool, he's actually running everything, like and everybody else is like, in the Truman world. It's a great twist on it. And now Vision does make it out of Westview, and he finds himself decaying, dying, kind of getting destroyed. The chunks of metal are just flying back towards Westview, right in front of director Haywood, sorry. And we learned a few things about Haywood this week, specifically Darcy hacking a computer to find out what his intentions are. And not to mention, Haywood kicked out Monica, Agent Wu, and Darcy just to get rid of them. Yeah, they were asking way too many questions. So what did you guys make of Haywood's sort of turn to like just looks like he's turning evil, possibly.
He's always been evil.
Yeah.
He's always been
so.
evil.
Yeah.
We had an idea, and I think it's Hayward. I don't think it's Haywood because that name triggers me. It's not Haywood. I know that. It's Hayward.
Okay.
Anyone who's a Rooster Teeth fan knows what I'm talking about. Haywood is not a name we like anymore. Anyways, moving on. I thought it was, well, we had kind of, I think this expands a little bit on something we had talked about last week in regards to Sword having Vision's body. And we were very like, why did they have his body? Why was it torn apart like that? Da, 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 da. I think that Hayward was trying to turn Vision into a weapon. And the reason I say that is the cataract like thing that Darcy was able to find on the computer. The subtitle for that was classified weapons intel. And there was something there tying it to Vision. Obviously the name cataract, like a cataract is a growth in your eye that like messes with your vision. So yeah.
All right.
It's
like
Vision
that.
related for sure. I think he's trying to turn Vision into some type of weapon. That's my theory. And that's why he's like, just kill Wanda, we want Vision.
And just to add to that, I think maybe, I don't know if I was texting with Alex or whatever when or Alex sent me something, but it seems like he's creating something from Vision, like maybe
say it, Lou. Say it.
Oh,
maybe
I know the
some
word.
Sentinels.
Yes.
Hayward, aka Mr. Trask. Are you Mr. Trask? That's what I think. I don't think he's actually Trask, but I feel like they're creating weapons and maybe some Sentinels to fight. You know, he hates superpowered individuals. Like that was made clear.
I absolutely agree with both of you. Hayward is hiding something. The cataract thing, it didn't remind me of Vision's name, although it should have, but it kind of reminded me of like Big Brother, right? The eye in the sky sort of deal. I do think that he was using Vision's body, maybe not to use like the same body, but to use the technology to create something, because the Vision was singularly unique. Like that took the heads of like Bruce Banner,
Tony
Stark, and even a little bit of Ultron to create that, plus the mind gem.
And Jarvis.
Yes, and Jarvis. So that's a little too complicated for, in my opinion, anyone on Earth, not named Fantastic. So yeah, it's just too complicated for them to create, but to reapply Vision's tech to create something like Sentinels, that is something I really like and makes a lot of sense to me. Even if it's not a Sentinel, if it's like an super adaptoid or whatever robot that Marvel has. They have a ton of them kicking around over there. But I do like that idea. That makes a lot of sense to me, which is also why Hayward has such a vested interest in this and is getting rid of anyone who will stand in his way, Monica included.
Mm-hmm.
And now we should talk about Yo Magic, the incredible claymation 90s inspired commercial of the young boy trapped on a deserted island, and the shark delivers him this yogurt, which he couldn't break the seal of. You know, there's a lot of symbolism going on there. Tell me what you guys made of it.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep mine kind of short. I know Michelle has a theory on this one. I just kind of noticed like the dead fish and how earlier in the episode Wanda was talking about turning somebody into a pickled herring, and then we also see a scene of young Wanda and Pietro given like a fish. Mm-hmm. So maybe that ties into something, but other than that, that was the creepiest commercial so far that they've done. Just like the dying, basically the kid was dying in front of us. So yeah. That's all I have on that.
Okay, so I got a dual theory here. So the number one, or the thing that I think is the most obvious, and I will probably be the one everyone got from this, the yogurt's called Yo Magic. And when the little boy asked the shark, like, how did you get over your hunger? He said, I snacked on Yo Magic. I think the little boy is supposed to represent Wanda.
Oh, damn.
And the shark is
yeah.
something that's siphoning and using her magic. The dead fish is Vision, and the little crab is Pietro and or Mephisto. that's kind of the general theory, just because Wanda did say, like, she talked a lot about before being aware of like the creation of Westview, she was feeling alone and isolated and lonely and all the things you would feel if you were on a deserted island by yourself. And then, you know, we have this kid on the deserted island who wants this thing that is so unattainable. It's right there within her grasp, yet so unattainable. And I think that's kind of what she's going through. So that's the one theory. And then to build on the theory about the Infinity Stones, this one is the Soul Stone. And reason for that is Skull. Red Skull was the dude with the Soul Stone, and the little guy the little boy had his little skull. He did look kind of Red Skullish to me. So I'm thinking Soul Stone, soul for a soul kind of situation. That was the Infinity Stone I got from this commercial, if that's a thing that I'm still going with.
I like it very much.
That's
like
very
it
strong. I do like it. I really like it. And let's talk Pietro now. So Pietro showed up in the last week's episode, the huge cliffhanger. And this week we get a lot of him, and it's still unclear whether or not. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it's not the original Pietro, that one died. But is this just a person that Wanda plucked from Westview and just like painted his hair gray and turned him into his brother, or did she just like dive into the multiverse and grabbed another Pietro, aka the Fox movie universe, Quicksilver, and put him there? I don't know what to make of this. Please, you guys, help me out.
Same, but I do still believe in my heart of hearts that it is Peter. Basically, from just going from what we were talking about last week, I think that Wanda or one of the kids took him from another the multiverse, basically around the same timeline, the 80s, 90s, which took that Pietro. Then again, we go back to maybe it's not Mephisto, maybe it's another entity, then just possessed him. Because I don't know if you've seen in the very early scenes his tattoo.
Okay.
All right.
That
it said mom or HOM.
I need to tell you though, that's actually Evan Peters' tattoo. He literally has a mom tattoo in real life.
I think that Marvel kept it there because they could have easily put makeup on it.
Yeah.
So it is mom, meaning multiverse of madness. I thought at first it was HOM. It looked like HOM, which would have meant House of M, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going with the MOM. I saw it clearly, multiverse of madness. So I really still think this is Pietro. I think that the way the bubble expanded, the way Monica is creating mutants, but these are going to be new mutants. New mutants. But I still think they're going to need other mutants with experience, because we think that maybe some of those other mutants from another multiverse, aka her dad, is going to show up later on. So yeah, that's my long theory on it.
Okay. I don't know if I have things supporting different theories. So to support the theory that it's Peter is the fact that they have different memories. So when Pietro is referring to the fact of when they were trick-or-treating and they got the fish, Wanda does not have that memory. She's like, I don't remember that. Then flip side, she's asking him, and this is a weird segue to another theory I have, but she's asking him about this guy from their childhood who had a skin condition, who's always trying to steal his shoes. First of all, skin condition, it's my boy Toad, played by Eyebrows, of course.
I was thinking Dr. Doom.
No, skin condition is Toad because he's another kid.
Yeah, Toad. That's true.
For sure. It's either Toad or it's Spike, and I'm here for it if that's what we're doing. But then to support the either possessed or the theory that there is another force in the works is the references to hell coming from Pietro. So in the intro, when they show him, first of all, it's Pietro Maximoff as himself, but he rolls up with the devil horns, his hand signal.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, fair. You know, that pretty much fits with the 90s. It fits with his like thing. When he's out trick-or-treating with the kids, he says, "Unleash hell, demon spawn," to the children. And when referencing Westview, he's like, damn, if Westview isn't charming as hell. So either it's the bad guy or it is a version of Pietro Peter who's trying to let Wanda know there's something happening by dropping these little hints. Like he knows too much to just be a passive observer at this point, because he's questioning her. He's like agreeing with her choices when they had the conversation about the kids, and he's like, that was a good call, like, you know, don't traumatize the children, only bring them out for like holiday specials, blah blah blah. So either it's a bad guy trying to be like, keep doing what you're doing, or it's just him being weird. So I don't think it's just like a random person cast as Pietro, is my long-winded way of saying that. Oh, and sorry, while we're on the Pietro thing, one more thing I want to say. There's a reference to the movie Kick-Ass, and I thought that was spectacular.
With the two Pietros.
Right.
Yeah, when they're like, "Oh, Kick-Ass," and the mom's like, "Kick-Ass," and I was like, "What? Kick-Ass?" And I was like, "Oh, LOL, both Pietros are in Kick-Ass." So.
And nobody brought it up, but the last time we saw Pietro on screen, Wanda was blasting him the hell away because of how insulting he was when he said, "Well, Vision can't die twice," but apparently he can, and he could have. And Wanda wasn't having any of that.
And did you notice where she blasted him to? She blasted him into a graveyard.
Oh.
Yep. He smashed through 3 tombstones. The tombstones are names of people who work on the show. So.
Oh, no way.
Sorry. I actually saw something in one of the tombs. I think the tombstone on the left side. It said it was partially a sentence which says "not on her side."
I think the right one said that.
Okay, but one of them said "not on her side," which is kind of weird to put on a tombstone, right?
Really?
Yeah. I did not notice that.
I did not
notice.
no
I'll
idea.
have to review. I looked a lot at the tombstones, so I'm like, damn, how did I miss that?
Wow.
This is just a curiosity question. Did either of you identify what movie was playing in the background? The big black and white movie in the background that was showing at the town square? I wasn't able to identify what it was. My guess was like Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein, but I couldn't actually like specify what it was.
I thought it was a Romero movie, to be honest with you.
Okay. Literally, I have no idea.
Yeah. I
wasn't enough for me to know
what it was.
I'm
sure
catch it
has something to do with something.
But I did see the movies that were playing though.
Yeah. It was The Incredibles, right?
And Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Parent Trap, that's it, yeah.
And the name of the theater is Cornet, which upon a Google is the name of a poem written by Andrew Marvell. And nice. I read the poem. I'm so annoying. Marvel spelled with 2 L's, but the poem is about somebody who makes a crown for Jesus, but actually the devil is entwined within that crown.
Oh my God. Yeah. Damn.
So.
All right.
Mephisto.
Wow.
Mephisto confirmed.
That's just like, that's extra. That's really extra. They're like, okay, Google Marvel and like find a poem, and then like, I would love to work on a show like this and be that person who puts in little nuggets, because I would make people crazy. I'm making myself crazy, to be honest. So great.
Yeah, I'm still kind of I'm still wrestling with this Mephisto thing, even though I want there to be a Mephisto, because of the countries that won't allow like demons and devils in there. So maybe if it's not Mephisto, we know that Nightmare is coming into is going to be maybe the main villain of Doctor Strange. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just a combination. It's probably not going to be called Mephisto, but it'll have some of the abilities, or you know what he does. So because like the demon spawn thing was kind of like, what else do you need?
Yeah.
they're really leaning hard into that. It definitely makes me feel like it is not gonna be.
I know. Yeah,
Mephisto.
exactly. That's the thing.
Because like you add into it, like they're in New Jersey, the New Jersey Devil thing, right? There's just so many things to point
Almost
out.
like it's too
like,
obvious.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
This is the no Mephisto zone now.
No Mephisto's allowed. Just like
No
Mephisto hints, but no actual Mephisto.
No Mephisto, but we really hope it's Mephisto. That's it.
I don't know if I care if it's Mephisto, but I like looking for the references like to the devil and to hell, because there at this point have been so many of them that even if they don't like equate to being Mephisto, they equate to the fact that these people trapped in Westview are literally in hell. Like, you know what I mean? They're having such a bad time that it still works. Like everything still works in that context. So it's kind of fun that it has like such dual understandings, or even more than dual, like a million understandings, really.
Especially the way that like Monica described the pain that she was in when she was in there, and like everybody in town is feeling like that. So that's hell. That's hellish.
And I blame Wanda for it.
She's cracking, man.
She's cracking. And now the next episode, I think we're gonna meet Monica's astrophysicist friend. Last chance. Who do you guys think it is? Michelle, you're making a face there. You're both making faces.
I don't know if I want it to be everyone at this point. Like, I don't think I know any more than I knew last week. And I'm still like, everybody, make it everybody. I hear Shuri on the internet. I heard you guys say, and I'm like, oh, my brain didn't go there. I would love that. Also, Reed Richards. Like, I don't know. Anyone that I recognize, I feel like would be great. I'd be really disappointed if it was a character that I didn't know, honestly. So like, say it was somebody who came from the comics that I'm not familiar with in the like movie TV show MCU, I would be disappointed by that. So unless it was someone like so iconic that you obviously would know who they are already, I think that's my opinion. I still don't know.
I'm gonna tell you who I don't think it is, which is Reed. I'm gonna tell you why. Because in episode 3, Hayward was talking about their space program and how they lost some people in space. Wonder if it's a family. So, I am going with, I want it to be a mutant, and I know that Hank is more of a biochemist, but he was affiliated with SWORD. MCU can kind of just make him into aerospace engineer / biochemist. He's a smart dude, So I'm leaning with boy Hank McCoy, the Beast, and that bubble thing that Wanda expanded. It's probably gonna hit them too, and it's gonna mutate.
Now, if you think it's Hank, is it an existing Hank, or is it a new casting of Hank?
It's gonna be a new Hank.
Okay.
A new Hank McCoy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Okay. I don't like either of them.
You know what, Lou? Last week you mentioned Adam Brashear, aka Blue Marvel.
Blue Marvel.
He's a love interest of Captain Marvel's in the comics. You have one half of them right now on the show, WandaVision. She's there. I don't see why it wouldn't be. They don't have to be romantically linked, but I do think this being there's an opportunity to like give a little bit of fan
service.
Yeah, thank you. That's it. Yeah, fan service without doing something heavy-handed like paying John Krasinski a ton of money to appear for like 10 minutes,
2 seconds,
right? 5 minutes. Yeah, there you go. So I'm of a firm belief that it's Blue Marvel.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
They're bringing in Blue Marvel to fight Red Mephisto.
No.
I think I'm gonna go on a tangent here with another theory, but maybe one of the kids or both kids will die. Maybe Vision will die, and Wanda will just let like a super blast, just kind of
there you go,
of that cosmic energy or chaos magic, and activating the X gene in people that have it.
Do you think Darcy's gonna get powers then?
I don't think she is.
No.
But I'm really gonna hate it if she's dressed as the waitress from Two Girl Girls.
My brain hadn't even got there, and I hate that.
That's I
Oh,
would.
no.
They
I thought
might
of that.
do it as a nod
I think
to
they
it.
will. I think so.
Oh.
It would just be too perfect not to do that. They have to do it at this point.
You see Darcy in the
Yeah.
diner. It's like,
I
all right,
hate that.
that's-
No, technically she's at the circus. Because
that's true, and she
like,
is
they
tied
all
up.
turn into a
She's
circus.
handcuffed, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So is she gonna be like a magician's like assistant in a circus? You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of who's tied up in a circus.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Before we go anywhere else, I'm just gonna, because I don't know where to naturally throw this in. Tiger update.
Yes.
Yes.
So, anyone who watched the video last week knows I have a stupid tiger theory. This episode again, we do see another tiger, and it's actually quite obvious and quite in your face. So when Tommy and Billy are talking about their Halloween costumes, and Tommy's like, I'm the cool twin, and then there's a little flashback to them playing DDR. Billy is wearing tiger slippers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Very, very clearly tiger slippers, because they zoom in on their feet as they're playing the game, and then he falls over and he's wearing tiger slippers the entire time. And I cannot confirm or deny that there's a tiger in the background as a costume people are wearing. I watched episode 3 times. I found a fox, and I found a tiger butterfly costume. They didn't find a specific tiger. So, tiger update. It's still
By
there.
the way, did you guys notice that that creepy witch-ish kind of costume that was behind Wanda while she was talking with Pietro?
No.
No,
It-
but I did see the
with-
demon hands.
with the mask.
Yeah, with the mask. Like, it was the
Yeah.
creepiest mask. Like, all the other costumes are kind of, PG. That one was creepy. So
There was I
wonder if
someone
it's
wearing
something.
Freddy Krueger sweater.
Freddy Krueger sweater with the Jason mask. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
And I will say the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man that's glowing red, it has the most demonic hands I've ever seen. Like,
It's because
they're
it's Mephisto.
really
Michelle.
creepy.
Oh,
Well,
of course it's
duh.
Mephisto.
Obviously it's Mephisto.
Duh.
But yeah, so
Mephisto
that was also
counts.
just like a creepy background situation. Well, I don't know how to send it, but my friend made a GIF of it. Oh, you
I see it.
see the demon hand?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just leaning so hard into that Mephisto thing.
Which is-
Yeah.
Almost
Guys,
confirms that it's
sorry.
not Mephisto.
But Master Mold, I'm all about.
Oh yeah, Master Mold could be.
Yes, yes.
Stop giving me ideas.
It could be Nimrod. Nimrod and Vision, similar bodies. I'm just saying. So, all
Or
right.
Grim Reaper could be in here.
Oh yeah, he's been missing actually.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper.
Oh,
You're right. That's correct.
No, there was a reference to was it Grim Reaper? In the I Dream of Jeannie kind of intro.
Yeah.
They pan out from the house
Yeah.
and they see the helmet.
I
Also,
thought it
I'm
was
just gonna show
Galactus.
this to you, unrelated, but that.
Yes.
And then
Oh.
the caption is sit back and enjoy the show when they're showing Agnes's butt. So just
naughty.
enjoy that.
Very, very naughty. Oh, so Agnes is definitely Agatha.
Oh,
with the
she's
witch
Agatha.
costume. Yeah, she's
That's
100%
Agatha.
Agatha.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. All right, with that, we've reached the end. But before we go, a quick word from our sponsor, Lou.
So we are still giving away a pair of Funko Pops, the 50s and 60s Wanda and Vision. Just like, subscribe, make a comment. At the last episode, we're going to announce the winner, and maybe we'll do another one for Falcon and Winter Soldier too. So yeah, the more the merrier.
Yes.
Let us know what you think.
Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm Alex. I've been joined by Michelle and Lou. Once again, like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Send a comment our way, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever you have, we've got it. We'll see you later.